So what do most people think about when they think about Game Freak? Well, today we're not talking about Pokemon, we're talking about Game Freak's brand new IP. Yesterday we're talking about the 5 biggest things we know from Little Town Hero. We're going to talk about all kinds of things. We're going to talk about the gameplay, but we're also going to talk about the guy who's in charge of making it. If you do go on to enjoy this video, remember to share it with a friend, hit that like button, and most importantly, subscribe to the channel for more coverage on Game Freak titles and Nintendo first party exclusives. First up today is that this game seemingly has an interesting story to it, which is quite handy with it being an RPG. Since the moment we heard the line "never leave town," I've wanted to learn more. We've got other interesting nuggets too, such as the main protagonist being a guy called Axe, there's giant intimidating and invading beasts to battle, the whole story takes place in a village where you'll need to call on villagers to help, and most importantly for 11-year-old me, there's a big castle. Obviously I'm not really 11, I have a beard, but I do love a good castle. I'm really hopeful that the story and RPG elements of this game are going to be great, but time will soon tell. One of the major things you need to know about this game is that Game Freak, the legendary developers behind the Pokemon games, are the developers bringing Little Town Hero to life. As I'm sure many of you are aware, Game Freak has excellent pedigree, and that can only be a good thing for Little Town Hero. A smaller team from the developer has been working away in order to create Little Town Hero, and if some of that magic from the Pokemon franchise can be injected, we could be in for a great experience. Furthermore, we know that the music has largely been composed by Toby Fox too, so the game should not just look and play beautifully, it should sound beautiful as well. Another critical piece of information we know is that the game releases on October 16th, which really isn't that far away. Placed brilliantly between the release of Link's Awakening, which released on September the 20th, and Luigi's Mansion 3 that releases at Halloween on October the 31st, this game is a great opportunity for players to sink a little bit of time into and explore a new experience for a game that isn't going to cost a premium. The game has been placed brilliantly for release, and we're looking forward to seeing just how satisfying it will be as players wait for Halloween. Little Town Hero is going to be available exclusively as a digital download on release with a file size of 1.9 GB. Now, although this gives the benefit of allowing players to preload the game prior to release, you can even preload it today if your heart desires, and helps keep the price down for a game that obviously isn't of the same scale of the big releases on Switch. It does upset me slightly when I can't have a nice box and cartridge for something like this, especially when I appreciate the art style so much. Overall though, it's not too big of a deal, and a download size of just under 2 GB really isn't too bad either. Who knows, maybe in the future a physical copy will become available too. The battle mechanics and strategy elements of this game look to have some great potential. Although we're not sure exactly and in detail what the strategy elements of this game will look like, what we do know looks intriguing. We know that the strategy element of this game is based on that tried and tested formula of turn-based combat mechanics. From its style and what we've seen of this game, the considered pace of turn-based battling is almost certainly the way to go, especially since the game requires players to move around the map and utilise different bonuses from the environment and different characters. I imagine that certain characters will give bonuses suitable for challenging certain enemies. Perhaps one of the most intriguing elements of the strategic battle mechanics is that the weapon of choice is, well, ideas. When I first heard this, I've got to say it had me confused, but basically it appears to simply be a system of different attacks, all of which require different amounts of attack points to use, the strongest attack moves requiring the most points. Axe likely starts each battle with a set amount of attack points, and then they replenish slowly over the course of the battle, either automatically or by, well, something that would be really cool, using certain villages or a villager to help further replenish them. I can't wait to see its final form. Overall, the combat is looking like a really unique element that will help diversify the mechanics of this game, and is a feature we really rate and can't wait to test for ourselves. So there you have it, the top 5 things we currently know about Little Town Hero coming to the Nintendo Switch later this month. What do you think though? Are you excited for the game and can't wait to buy it? Or do you think Game Freak should have just stuck to things like this? Be sure to let us know down in the comments. Also, if you have enjoyed today, remember to share this video with a friend, hit that like button, and most importantly, subscribe to the channel for plenty more videos on games like this. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in another video soon.